Did you know that there are people who actually believe in vampires? I mean, imagine thinking that these blood-sucking creatures exist in real life. I mean, you gotta be a complete moron to think that. Who's Dr. Acula?
This is just a game to her. What can I say? I like playing with my phone.
This story is about a group of criminals who are hired to kidnap the daughter of a powerful figure in the underworld. They're told to drop her off at a mansion and sit tight until the next day, only to discover that their little girl is actually a vampire.
We kidnapped a vampire. A ballerina vampire.
I'm a little bit conflicted about this one because, well, first of all, I love the premise. I love this movie. It's great. But just like From Dusk Till Dawn, the marketing kind of ruined the surprise. I mean, if they kept that whole vampire thing under wraps, this movie would have been fantastic. Or should I say, fang-tastic.
Nope.
Because the first half of the movie is an exciting thriller with interesting characters. You don't even get to see anything supernatural for about an hour. That's one of the reasons I love From Dusk Till Dawn so much. It starts out as a gritty thriller and suddenly turns into a vampire gore fest, and even the characters are surprised.
I don't want to hear anything about I don't believe in vampires, because I don't fucking believe in vampires. What I believe in my own two eyes, and what I saw is fucking vampires.
And just like that movie, both halves of the story are excellent. But if you already know what's going to happen, you're 2 steps ahead of the characters in the story. And I've said it before, you want your audience to go, I see what you did, rather than I know what you're doing. I do understand why the marketing spoiled the vampire part, because you gotta get butts in seats. A movie about a kidnapping is never gonna be as popular as a movie about a vampire. So the reason why we're deprived of such a great movie twist is capitalism. Yay. But luckily, this film is very competent and fun, and after the big reveal, there are still some twists and turns that you don't see coming. What did surprise me though was the writing and how good it was. I mean, it's not gonna win any awards for best script or anything, but the story made sense. Every event follows logic, and it has a build up and payoff that isn't just jump scares like in most horror movies these days. There's character motivation, and even the expository scenes are very logical and actually drive the plot forward. There's a scene where the characters are playing a game which has to do with their identities, and it's not just exposition, it's also character development, and it works as a setup for the next scene. I just love it when things click into place like that. You don't see that often these days. Also, Alicia Weir, the little girl who plays the vampire ballerina, is really good. At some point, you actually feel sorry for her, even though you know she's a monster. And everybody in this movie is great, but she stands out. Mark my words, that girl is going places. No, seriously, mark it. I also like that the story mostly takes place in one location, and this was a real place. This wasn't a soundstage. Some sequences were shot on a set, but the majority of the movie was filmed on location at a real mansion in Ireland. They also used lots of practical blood, gore, and effects, which instantly makes the movie 1,000 times better than any horror film with digital effects. So what can I say? I loved watching this movie. Although I would have cut it about 10 minutes shorter. I'm an editor after all. But it's a really funny, really interesting, bloody, and original horror movie. Well, not really original. Apparently this was very loosely based on the 1936 movie Dracula's Daughter. But you know what I mean. So I recommend watching Abigail. It's great. I hope there's not going to be a sequel. Not everything needs a sequel. Some stories are fine on their own. Just stop asking for sequels. Anyway, go see Abigail. Warning, watching this movie can be draining. What's a vampire's favorite holiday? Thanksgiving. What do vampires hate having for dinner? Steak. Having a vampire as your roommate must really be a pain in the neck. What do you get when you cross a vampire with a snowman? Frostbite. Why did the vampire go to the doctor? Because he was coughing. Knock knock.
Nope.
Come on. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Thanks.
Thanks who?
Thanks for letting me in, idiot. Get it? Because I'm a vampire.